Good morning. We're going to look at Acts chapter 5, verses 12 to 16. And as usual, if you haven't read it, stop the video, take a look at it, read through it, and come on back. All right, one of the things you're going to want to look at here is the location of where these believers are meeting. They're meeting in Solomon's Colonnade. You may want to look it up in Wikipedia. There's some really good information there about where the location they believe it is. The key, though, that you're going to want to be having conversation about is that Solomon's Colonnade, Colonnade, whatever, that is in the court of the women, which means that both men and women could get there, and it's a place that, well, it's the outer court, so even Gentiles could make their way. Not that there were Gentiles in the church yet, but that becomes important later on. They were meeting there, and they were speaking boldly, and they were doing some pretty wonderful works and signs. And in fact, they were getting a great reputation. And if you'll look, you'll see that in their reputation, that they had a powerful reputation, and people were afraid of them. This was not a populist movement. This was not a movement where people were just, yeah, let's just jump on this bandwagon, because they were afraid of what the Romans and what the Jewish people, the Jewish leaders, would have to say about it. So there's some fear about joining, and yet people were joining anyway. Why were they joining? Well, this is the conversation that you're going to want to have, is why were people wanting to come and be a part of the church? What was the church offering to the folks that was so life-changing, life-altering, that people were willing to risk ostracation by those who were in leadership, including the government? What is it that helped that church grow? And yes, you're going to see that there's some miracles going on, but what does that mean for today? Because not everyone who joined the church in those days had been the recipient of a miracle. It wasn't like they were going to the hospitals and everyone was being healed and joining the church. There were people who were seeing and hearing about what was going on, and they're joining the church. The same happens in churches today, where things begin happening, good things begin to happen, and people begin to gather. It's how big churches become big churches. So you're going to want to talk about that. What does it take for a church to grow today? So there's your assignment. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next week.